As Americans, we value those people in our nation's history that stand up against oppression. One such person was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, where others in a situation, African Americans in the 1950s, were being oppressed just as him, unlike them, he noticed that there was a deep and serious problem in our country. That there was a problem with segregation, that there was a problem with the way we were treating other Americans. While in the Birmingham jail cell he was in, he spoke a quote that embodies our entire nation's philosophy. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Let's take the example of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as someone who was able to change society with an idea and a passion. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., just like us, did not choose the circumstances he was born into. He did not choose to be born an African American in one of the major states in Georgia, where people of his kind were oppressed and hated. He did not choose to be born to a father who decided to bring him up by hand, or as others would say, in an abusive home. However, he realized something. He realized something that it takes other people years to realize. He realized that the circumstances of one's birth do not define who they become in the future. The circumstances that one is born into do not have to choose who they become. So, with this idea, with this passion to change society, he developed an organization along with other people who shared the same views that he did, known as the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Now, for those of you unaware of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, it is a Christian organization that fought and still continues to fight to this day for the rights of African American individuals that face oppression. This included the Montgomery boycotts. This included the sit-ins. This included people like Rosa Parks that chose to go against oppression. Included people in the sit-ins that chose to have a peaceful way to start a revolution, that chose to sit down in public while their fellow Americans beat, burned, and killed them, because they had an idea, because they realized that even though they faced this challenging controversy in their lives, that with their idea and with their passion, they could change our society. Now, I know this was 50, 60 years ago, and it's a little difficult to connect with a textbook. It's difficult to connect with the things that we read online and we hear from other people. So allow me to share another story that has been a little bit more recent in the making. 2 years after birth, a young Mexican-American boy is shown the harshness of life through an absentee father, an unemployed legal guardian, and a spiraling financial situation. Though he was raised in a household that didn't have the finances, though he was raised without a male figure in his life to give him direction on how to be a man, he, like Dr. King Jr., realized that the circumstances of his birth did not define who he would become. So he took it upon himself to be educated. He took it upon himself to step out of his situation, and now he has been able to become the top cadet at the California Military Institute. He has been able to be accepted at some of the major universities in the state of California. This dark horse contestant in the socioeconomic race which we all participate in now has a future. You see, like Dr. King Jr., like the rest of you, I didn't choose where I was born. But I took the example of my family. I took the example of the history that we learned, the American history that we learned. And I rose out of my situation. As an individual, I rose out of my situation, and I'm able to stand here before you. And us as Americans should continue to take this great quote: "The true measure of a man is not where he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy," and realize that this embodies our American spirit. Good morning. My name is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Miguel Lopez, and as a person who, just like you, has been through much challenge and controversy, I'm now up here before you, facing more challenge, and being able to deliver this speech among these amazing individuals, among yourselves, and I'm able to share with you what I believe is the true vision that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had for our country. Thank you.